Hi guys, and welcome to ThreadCar's review of the 2007 Toyota Camry. Now this is the Altise model of the Camry, which is admittedly the bottom of the range Camry, but it still comes as standard with engine immobiliser, dual airbags in the front, traction control, cruise control, stability control, and seatbelt pre-tensioners as well. Now opening the boot is made a lot easier with this remote you get. You just hit the button, it pops up, but it doesn't go up all the way, so you have to finish it off. And you look inside, you realise that this boot is absolutely massive for this car class. And you also fold down the back seats just by pulling those levers. It doesn't fold them down all the way, it just unlatches them, so you have to go around and then fold them down yourself, which isn't really a problem at all until you realise that that's the only way to do it. So if you accidentally click them back into place, then you have to go all the way back around and pull the cable again. And then when you do fold them down, they don't fold completely flat, so it can make things a little bit tight if you're trying to fit large items through. And then the annoying thing is that when you go to fold them back, they've got nothing to stop the seatbelt from getting caught in the mechanism, so you have to reach over or get someone else to help you because it's actually quite difficult. Make sure the seatbelt doesn't go in and then just click it back into place. And then when it comes to carrying people back here, I think most people will be happy because the seats are really wide. You've still got plenty of leg room, and this seat's as far back as it can go, so that's going to suit most people. The headroom can be a little bit tight for over 6 footers. I'm 6'3" and I'm touching the ceiling, but most other people should be fine. Now the middle seat is up a little bit higher, so that does make headroom a little bit worse, but there's hardly any transmission tunnel there at all, so you can still put your feet there. And the large footwells mean that you can put your feet down there anyway. Now when you're in the front, it's not going to take very long to get comfy because you've got plenty of height adjustment with the seat, you've got plenty of reach adjustment with the seat as well, and then the steering wheel's got plenty of adjustment coming in and out and up and down. And you've got all the radio controls up the top, and then you've got the aircon controls in the bottom. They're really straightforward and easy to use. And then when it comes to storage, this car's actually really good because we've got the large center console there with the spare shelf. And if you've got a bottle like this, you can always stick it in there. You can actually fit 2 in there. And you've got the cup holders here, which fit that absolutely perfectly. I mean, that's not going to be rattling around anywhere. You can fit 2 of those there as well. And then you've got the 2 little compartments here. One's an ashtray, one's a little shelf with a 12-volt socket there as well. And while you can't fit your drink in the door bin, I'm going to forgive the car because it's got an absolutely massive glove box as well, so you can fit all your drinks that you need in there. So now that I've covered most of the interior stuff, you're probably wondering what this car's like to drive. And I can assure you it's very easy to drive, very relaxed, because the electronically assisted steering doesn't have much feel, but it is very light and easy to use. And out on the open road, the accelerator pedal is actually really smooth and progressive and really easy to use. But in town, the delivery of the power is really sharp and hard to get used to when you're stopping and starting at lights all the time. But the brakes are really nice because you get plenty of braking force early on and you get plenty of response throughout the pedal, and there's not much of a dead zone at the top of the pedal, so that's always good. Now the best thing about this car when you're driving it is, number one, the driving position, that's really good. And then the sound system, that's also really good, although it's only using 4 speakers. I've also got plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. You could easily do long trips with your family in this thing. Now back in 2007 when this car was new, it would have cost you $29,990. Now it costs you anywhere between $7,000 and $10,000. Now despite the size of the pillars that this car's got all around, the visibility is actually really good because you've got the nice big windscreen, nice big back window, and you've got the really big mirrors all around as well, so it's actually really good to see when you're driving around town. And the suspension, well, it's relatively firm, but it's not harsh, it deals with bumps okay. And there is a little bit of tyre roll that comes from the front wheels, but you don't get any wind whistle around the pillars or around the mirrors, so that's always good. And in the corners, it actually remains pretty flat. I mean, it's no sports car, but it definitely holds its own on those 215 section tyres all around. Today, for the first time, we put a car through the slalom and braking tests. Now, the Camry was tricky in the slalom test because the steering didn't provide much feel and it wanted to push wide when I really got up it. However, it did just manage to stop from 50 kilometers an hour in 10 meters, so that was a good result for the car. Now there are a few downsides to this car, and the first is the fact that it guzzles the fuel. I mean, I've been driving this car a fair bit today, and I've been battling to average 10 litres to the 100 on the open road. So that's not so good. Now the air conditioner itself actually makes a little bit of a whistle, and you can definitely hear that coming through the vents at lower speeds. Now if you drive this car around mini roundabouts, then you might notice that the turning circle really isn't that good. And this car has got 117 kilowatts of power at 5,700 RPM, so if you do want to get to that power, then you're going to have to rev the engine quite a bit because it does redline at 6,200. But if you just want to use the torque, then you don't really have to go past 4 because maximum torque of 218 Newton meters occurs at about 3,500 to 4,000 RPM. And that still seems plenty to get you to 100 kilometers an hour in about 8.5 seconds. As an all-round family sedan, it's actually really good because it's got all the equipment that you need. Everything's laid out nice and straightforward for you. And it's got plenty of room for your whole family and in the boot. The other thing is the fuel economy. So despite its not so great fuel economy, the 2007 Toyota Camry Altise is still a great, roomy and reliable family car. So if that describes the kind of car you're looking for, then you need to look no further than this. If you'd like to see more ThreadCar's videos, please subscribe to the channel, that way you'll get a notification each time we make a new video. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, I'll see you in the next video.